I continue to believe that the state, as much as we should be ashamed of what happened at YDC, that we should be proud that we're making these efforts to make it right.
The Attorney General's office and attorneys representing alleged YDC victims working together on a compromise to updating the state settlement fund for people who allege they were physically, sexually, and emotionally abused as children at what was previously known as the Youth Development Center.
Not only were these children abused in state care, but these were our most vulnerable children.
It's time to put this sad chapter behind us and help these victims, recover.
Under the current settlement process, former YDC residents who claim they were victims of sexual abuse are eligible for payments of up to $1.5 million. One of the proposed changes would increase that cap to $2.5 million. Attorneys representing the victims say the changes would also make the process more streamlined and would increase the scope of the conduct to include other forms of abuse.
It's recognizing that it's not just a matter of being physically abused, sexually abused. It's being denigrated. It's being treated as less than human, being locked in for long periods of time. Those were things that under the previous statute weren't really recognized as forms of abuse for which people deserved compensation.
And attorney Mark Knight said they do expect to recommend the improved settlement fund to a majority of their clients, but that there are still victims who will likely want to go through with a public trial. And the first civil case is going to trial in April. Live in Manchester, Hannah Cotter, WMUR News 9.